Revlon at Kenny Special, looking at a nice upside here to 590 in REV, a little 40-cent pop depending on where it opens. This is a nice little day trade, and I see an upside there to 590 in Revlon. We were looking at Revlon to the upside, XOM kind of in purgatory right now to go up or
Yeah.
down today, and then ACCD to the downside. What's the options chain telling us? Any sort of conviction there?
Revlon is so the borrow rate on Revlon is if you want to short the stock, it's going to cost you over 300%. 300% per year. So that means if I want to short the stock at $5.42 over the course of the year, they will charge me about $15 of interest. So if you're asking whether this thing can squeeze higher, the answer is yes. There is serious potential for a short squeeze. Now, yesterday we did see the vol come off a little bit as it kind of held a range. This one feels like there's still a little bit of easy peasy lemon squeezy in there. And so I just want you guys to be on top of things here. Long term, I like being short this one. You'll love this story. I bought the August 2.5 puts when Revlon was about $3. The stock is $5.50, and my puts are basically unchanged. That is how much the implied volatility has gone up and the borrow rate has gone up. So one of the things that you have to do with Revlon if you want to set up a short position is you have to protect yourself against Vega, that exposure to implied volatility, because the implied volatility in Revlon, even out to January, is over 200%. So I'm looking at kind of that August level. The August 4 puts are $2. That is because that borrow rate is so high. But the 2.5 puts are also 90 cents. So generally speaking, the way I would set something like this up as a professional is I would buy probably the 2 puts once, and then I would sell just a ton of the 2.5 puts against it on a ratio of 1 to 3 or 4, and then trade it and then try and manage the delta as this thing drops, because believe it or not, as this drops, the borrow rate is actually going to come off. So that is generally my approach. Now, for individual retail traders, I think that this is one where you watch for it to start taking a quick move, and you just buy some ridiculously inexpensive option waiting on a short squeeze. Because I think there's one more big squeeze left in Revlon before it finally tanks. We need to kind of really push out some of the heavy shorts here. Then maybe this thing can drop back.
Okay, so we are looking for a possible short squeeze here in Revlon, and just how the volume profiles are shaping up. This one looks like it's going to pop into today, at least for that, Mark.